Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Welcome, bienvenidos, good morning, buenos días. So today I wanted to present to you a grammar class. So how much do you like grammar in Spanish? ¿Te gusta la gramática del español? Okay, so first off, lo primero que vamos a hacer es observar a la figura que tenemos enfrente. What do we observe over here? This picture right here. ¿Qué observamos? What do you see? ¿Qué ven? Okay, so we have two people. What is happening with them? What are they doing? ¿Qué están haciendo? They may be having an intimate conversation, talking about plans and just their usual activities that they do on a regular basis. Actividades que ellos hacen normalmente. Now, what do you think is the tense that they are using? ¿Qué tiempo gramatical? What is the grammatical tense they are using in the conversation? ¿Es el presente? ¿Es el pasado? ¿Es el futuro? Is it the present tense, the past tense, the future tense? Which one do you think it is? Oh, we don't know. Actually, they might be using multiple tenses at the same time. If they're talking about their experiences in the past or what they did yesterday, están usando el pasado. If they're talking about what they're going to do over the weekend, están usando los tiempos del futuro. But maybe they're just talking about their interaction right now. Están hablando de su interacción en este momento, de su conversación. So maybe they're using the present tense. Or maybe they're using something else. Let's find out what they are doing here. Vamos a averiguar qué están haciendo. Wow, so they are using these tense. What is this called? The preterite perfect, el pretérito perfecto en español. That's what they're doing. And do you have any ideas what this tense reveals? Or how do we recognize it in conversations? What does it mean to speak in this tense, the preterite perfect, o el present perfect in English? So I have studied Spanish for 2 months. The I have studied, right? The I have is the present perfect, which equals the preterite perfect in Spanish. What's another example that you can give me in English that would be similar or actually rather the same as the preterite perfect? Give me something with I have. I have finished my laundry this morning, but the morning hasn't ended yet. The morning hasn't ended yet, so it's still ongoing, and that's how you recognize the preterite perfect. So today I'm going to give you some examples here. Vamos a ver algunos ejemplos de cómo podemos usarlo y entenderlo. How we're going to understand and use the preterite perfect in Spanish. And so for accomplishing that, or in order to accomplish that, we're going to do this warm-up activity for 5 minutes. And what does the activity require us to do? Vamos a leer, read the following paragraph, and identify the past perfect in Spanish. Vamos a leer este párrafo que tenemos a continuación y vamos a identificar el past perfect in Spanish, el pasado perfecto o el preterite perfect in Spanish. So here we go again with the couple. Tenemos a esta pareja y ellos, they're having this conversation and there is a statement about the conversation. Es como un resumen de lo que pasó esta mañana en su conversación. It's a summary, right? So, esta mañana, nuestra primera cita. Who wants to actually, do you want me to go first or do you want to do it first? What do you suggest? ¿Qué quieren? ¿Quieren leerlo primero o qué tal si lo leemos juntos? How about we read it together? Esta mañana nuestra primera cita ha sido genial y me ha encantado estar contigo. Así que he decidido verte la próxima semana. Todavía no he revisado mi horario, pero te llamo en la noche. Okay, so it sounds like the guy is sharing this paragraph with us. Él es el que está compartiendo este párrafo con nosotros. The guy, el muchacho, ¿verdad? So, where do you think he's using the preterite perfect in Spanish? ¿Dónde lo está usando el pretérito perfecto en español en esta oración? Any ideas? Ha sido. Is it the past? Not really. It's still, they are still together. So maybe ha encantado, right? There's two A's here. He decidido. Is how we conjugate the pronouns as well, right? Como conjugamos los pronombres también. So we have a, e. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Lo voy a leer una vez más para ustedes. Esta mañana nuestra primera cita ha sido genial y me ha encantado estar contigo, así que he decidido verte la próxima semana. Todavía no he revisado mi horario, pero te llamo en la noche. So this morning we've had our first date and it's been great. I had loved to be able to be with you. So I decided to see you the next week. I haven't checked my schedule yet, but I will call you tonight. That's basically what he's thinking. Eso es lo que está pensando. Entonces, now we have the next presentation where we identify, hemos identificado ya dónde él está usando el, what is it? Preterite perfect, past perfect in Spanish. El pasado perfecto en español o pretérito perfecto en español. Esta mañana, nuestra primera cita ha sido, that's when he's using the tense right there, está usando ese tiempo, también aquí, ha encantado, me ha encantado, y he decidido, he revisado. So it's not really the past, but it's close to the past. No es tanto el pasado, pero es cercano al pasado. Okay, so before we go to the next activity, antes de irnos a la siguiente actividad, let's just reflect. Vamos a reflexionar un poco. Ha sido, he decidido, ha encantado, he revisado. Anybody wants to repeat after me? Ha sido, ha encantado, he decidido, he revisado. Ha sido, ha encantado, me ha encantado, he decidido, he revisado. Okay, good. So now we can move on. Activity. So this activity is gonna be about 20 minutes. Of course, since we're kind of running out of time, I don't want these videos to go very long. So we're just gonna do perhaps 5 or 10 minutes only. Let's see what the activity says. So, nos están preguntando esto. How do we create the preterite perfect? ¿Cómo crean el pretérito perfecto entonces? How do you do it? ¿Cómo lo hacen? It's una acción pasada reciente. Hoy. Usualmente when we use these two words, it's because it's an action that has recently passed. Not completely in the past, but it's recent. So, una acción pasada reciente. A past action that is recent. What is the next clue or hint? ¿Cuál es el siguiente indicador que nos dice, oh, es presente o es pretérito perfecto en español? Who wants to read it? Acción que empezó en el pasado y continúa en el presente. Ese es el segundo indicador. The second indicator. Una acción que empezó en el pasado, an action that started in the past, but it's still ongoing into the present, en el presente. Another indicator here, una acción pasada con consecuencias en el presente o en el futuro. So you started this activity, action, but still has consequences right now. And the last indicator to recognize, anybody wants to read it? Okay, let's read it together. Acción esperada que no ha sucedido todavía aún. No ha sucedido todavía. Okay. Well, now we know how to identify when we're using the preterite perfect, el pretérito perfecto. Those 4 indicators. So in the example, tenemos acción pasada reciente. O hoy o esta. Right? In the example, we have esta mañana. That's how the guy starts his statement. Es así como él dice en su pensamiento. Esta mañana. This morning. So something recent. This morning. Morning hasn't passed yet. Esta mañana. Acción o experiencia que empezó en el pasado y continúa en el presente. There's an action or experience, as we already mentioned, que empezó en el pasado, started in the past, and is still ongoing. And the example that we can associate it with is here. Me ha encantado estar contigo. It's an experience que it started in the past. He's like, I'd love to be with you, but he's still with the person. And he's telling her, hey, me ha encantado estar contigo. I'd love to be with you. They're still together. Todavía están juntos. Acción pasada con consecuencias en el presente o en el futuro. He decidido ver. It's an action in the past with consequences in the present or in the future. See, he's already, because they've started this conversation in the past, but they're already making plans and there are consequences because he's decided to see the person again, the lady. He decidido verte. There are consequences of their meetup this morning, esta mañana. Hay consecuencias porque ellos van a verse otra vez. And the last indicator, una acción esperada que no ha sucedido todavía aún. An action that you wish for it to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, todavía aún. No ha sucedido aún. So usually you're going to see these words. En español van a ver estas palabras, todavía, aún no. And he uses actually this one. Todavía no he revisado, aún no he revisado. He needed to check his schedule. Tenía que revisar su agenda para ver si exactamente cuándo se van a encontrar. Exactly when they're gonna meet again. So there you go, guys. Those are the 4 indicators. And now we're gonna look at the conjugation of the verb. So for el pretérito perfecto tenemos 2 tipos de verbos. Siempre se debe utilizar con el presente del verbo haber, to have, y con el participio, participle. So, vamos a ver, por ejemplo, we have here hablado is the verb. What verb is that? Hablar, hablado. What is that verb in its regular form? What verb is that? Hablar, speak, to speak. So in Spanish, when those type of verbs end in AR, the rules of the preterite perfect in Spanish tells us that the AR switches into ado, cambia from AR a ado. So instead of yo he hablar, how would it go? Yo he hablado. Tú has hablado. Él, ella, usted ha hablado. Nosotros hemos o nosotras hemos hablado. Vosotros o vosotras habéis hablado. Ellos, ellas, ustedes han hablado. Very nice, very nice. Now, if the verb ends in ER, like comer, what is that verb? Eat, to eat, ER. So the rule says, for the preterite perfect, says that those verbs change into ido. So instead of say, yo he comer, how will it go? Yo he comido. Tú has comido. Él, ella, usted ha comido. Nosotros, nosotras hemos comido. Vosotros, vosotras habéis comido. Ellos, ellas, ustedes han comido. Cool. And there is another type of verb that is gonna end in IR. So for verbs that end in IR, like vivir or vivir, what's gonna happen with those verbs? They change into ido. So what is vivir? Live. So ido. Vivir, to live. Oh, it ends in IR, so it's gonna be ido. So yo he vivido. I have lived. Tú has vivido. You have lived. Él, ella, ustedes han vivido. Nosotros, nosotras hemos vivido. Vosotros, vosotras habéis vivido. Ellos, ellas, ustedes han vivido. And that's how you come up with the preterite perfect conjugation. Now, in our paragraph, the one we looked at today, in today's class, el párrafo que teníamos hoy, tiene 3, bueno, hemos usado 3 verbos. We've used these 3 verbs, estar, decidir, revisar. So let's practice with the first one, estar. How would you conjugate it, start? So first off, we realize that it ends in AR. So what is the rule? So estar, it would be hablar or estar. Okay, so it's gonna be estado, right? AR, or it is gonna change into ADO, hablado. So yo he hablado, oh, I'm sorry, yo he estado, tú has estado, él, ella, usted ha estado, nosotros, nosotras hemos estado, vosotros, vosotras habéis estado, ellos, ellas, ustedes han estado. That's something nice about Spanish because you don't change, it doesn't change even if you're using it with other pronouns. It's the same for everything. So next is decidir. IR. So IR, what happens with IR? Ido, so decidido. Yo he decidido, tú has decidido, él, ella, ustedes han decidido, nosotros, nosotras hemos decidido, vosotros, vosotras habéis decidido, ellos, ellas, ustedes han decidido. So you have decided, I have decided, you have decided. So that would be the counterpart in English. And the last one, revisar. Who wants to do it? You? Okay, let's do it together, actually. So revisar. What happens? AR. Oh, it switches into ado. So yo he revisado, tú has revisado, él, ella, ustedes han revisado, nosotros, nosotras hemos revisado, vosotras, vosotros, vosotras habéis revisado, ellos, ellas, ustedes han revisado. Excellent. Good job, guys. Buen trabajo. Muy, muy bien. So let's just create some examples. What have you done this morning? We're going levantar o despertar, right? Despertar. Wake up. And then breakfast, had breakfast. Estudiar, right? We're still studying. So think recent activities, right? Yo he despertado a las 6 de la mañana. Yo he comido mi desayuno. Comer, ido. Yo he comido mi desayuno. And estudiar. AR. What does the rule say for AR? Let's see. So, estudiado. Yo he estudiado esta mañana. So, yo he despertado. Yo he comido. Comer, right? Eat. Yo he estudiado. And if you want, él ha estudiado. Ustedes han estudiado. This one, my bad. Yo he comido, tú has comido, él ha comido, ella ha comido, nosotros habemos comido, right? Is that the right one? Nosotros hemos comido, vosotras habéis comido, vosotros habéis comido, ellos, ellas han comido, ustedes han comido. So there you go, guys. Hopefully this helps you understand the preterite perfect a little more y les dé un mejor entendimiento de este tiempo gramatical en español. So the last activity is going to be to videotape yourself saying 3 statements in the preterite perfect about this morning. So make a video, haz un video de las actividades que hiciste en esta mañana que son recientes. Recent activities this morning. And since they are recent activities, you know that you're going to be using the preterite perfect. Yo he despertado a las 7 de la mañana. Yo he desayunado. Desayunar is a verb, right? Desayunado a las 8. Yo he venido a mi clase de español. See, something like that. And so you're practicing your pronunciation and you're also using the preterite perfect in the right way, en la forma correcta. Okay? Well, gracias a todos. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Peace. Adiós.